I don't think I love myself as much as I think I do, or as much as I should. Hey YouTube, Anissa here. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another video. And in this video, as you could tell from the title up above, today I'm just going to be talking about just loving yourself. Like, what is self-love? What does that mean? So I was basically just inspired by, if you don't follow Tony and Sherry Gaskins, like, what are you doing? They're just amazing. Like, Tony and Sherry Gaskins have just changed my entire life. So anyways, they had a Q&A, and they were talking about how his wife Sherry, how she changed his life, like how she came in, and because of her influence he was able to kind of like change his ways. So one main thing that I got about his wife is she loves herself. Okay, she loves herself. Sis does not play about her energy. She doesn't play about, you know, just her self-care. Like, she is one of those people. She's very like, if you aren't treating me the way I need to be treated, like, it's not gonna work. I'm not doing it. And one thing that I got from her is, and this is something that, you know, I just wanted to share to you guys, is when it comes to self-love, when it comes to putting yourself first, I know it can sound selfish, but it's really not. And I'll get into all of that later. Be willing to walk away. Okay? Be willing to walk away from a situation, from a person. So this could be like in relationships, this could be friendships, this could be business. It doesn't matter. If you feel like things aren't working out, or things like you're being violated, or you are being disrespected, be willing to be like, okay, I am gone. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not putting up with this. And a lot of the times when we talk about self-love, we talk about, you know, things like, you know, telling yourself positive things, you know, taking care of yourself, you know, maintaining yourself, which all of that comes in self-love. All of that is a part of self-love. But being able to walk away from a unhealthy situation is probably one of the biggest form of expression of self-love. In relationships, especially for women, it can be really hard for some reason. For us women, for some reason, it's hard for us to just walk away, even when we know, even when we can see that this man is no good, this man completely is the exact opposite of what we want. It's so hard for us to just walk away. And so you have to question yourself, like, do you love yourself as much as you say you do? Do you? I mean, that's something that I've had to really answer. Like, that's a question that I've really had to like reflect on myself and on my life, because as much as I love myself and as much as I value myself, and I know I do, there's still work to be done. There's still a little bit more self-love that, how do I say this? You know, to be very frank, to be very honest, I don't think I love myself as much as I think I do, or as much as I should. And here's why. And here's why that's changing, okay? The reason why I think that way, okay, is because I would say, even though, to, you know, just a disclaimer, I've never had an issue in relationships. I've never really had any like traumatic breakups. I've never had a man like just disrespect me like completely, just like, okay, like you are just going off. Like, I've never had anything like that, but I've always compromised my standards in relationships, and I realize that now. Like, I've always compromised at least one or two of my standards. Yes, so I've always, and I realized that, like, when I was listening to Miss Gaskins talk, the way she was willing to walk away from this man, okay, the way she was willing to be like, look, if you're not serving me, if you're not, you know, doing what I want you to do, if you are not the man that I need you to be, I'm gone, period. I'm not sticking around to see if you'll change. I'm not sticking around to see if, we can work it out. I'm gone. Okay? So when I heard her attitude toward relationships, she has a very, some people might call it selfish, but to me, I think it's revolutionary. And if more women actually listen to that woman speak, there will be a lot less heartache. I promise you that. So she was just so willing to walk away from Tony. She was just so willing to walk away from like her potential husband. Like, and she didn't, obviously, she didn't know that she was going to end up marrying him, but just the ability to be able to say, I see red flags. I see things that I don't like, so I'm leaving the situation. And a lot of us ladies, we struggle with that. Okay, even when we can see that this man is no good, even when we can see like, you know what, this isn't really what I want. For a lot of us, we don't want to be alone, or we're just hopeless romantics, or we struggle with desperation, and we struggle with self-love. We don't really love ourselves. So a lot of the times we find ourselves staying in a situation that we should have been out of. Okay, we should have been separated ourselves from this person. Like, this person is not serving us. Which, speaking of standards, whenever you're going into any kind of situation, relationships, friendships, business, whatever the case may be, have standards in place. Okay? Now, everybody's standards is different. Okay? Everybody's standards is different, and everybody wants something different from their relationship. But have your standards in place. A standard could be, I don't tolerate lying. If you lie to me, I'm gone. Okay. It could be, I don't tolerate being yelled at. It could be, I don't tolerate drinking. I don't tolerate smoking. Have your standards. Have your standards, and have your, it could be a list, write down your list of things that you will not put up with. So that whenever you come into a situation where somebody is coming into your life, if they violate your standards, if they don't meet your standards, it's time to go. Sorry, you gotta go. Like, you have got to go. And a lot of the times I feel like a lot of us, we don't come in with standards. So whenever people come into our lives, we have no structure. We have no, sometimes we can't even see the red flags because we didn't have any standards in the first place. Don't ever go into a situation where you don't have principles, where you don't have what it is that you're looking for. Write it down if you have to. If you can keep it in your head and in your heart, then that's on you. But if you feel like you need to write it down, then definitely write it down, so that the next time you get into a situation, you know what you're looking for. And if that person isn't meeting those standards, get ready to get out of Dodge, okay? Get ready to leave. Don't give excuses. Don't, give the person second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. No. If the person doesn't meet your standards, doesn't mean that they're a bad person. Doesn't mean that you're better than them. It just means that they're just not meeting your standards, so you're gone. Yeah, so I just, after watching that Q&A, I just realized there are so many times when I've compromised my standards in order to be in a relationship, or in order to keep a friendship, or in order to, just maintain a certain relationship. But it's kind of just like, well, what's the point? And every single time that I've compromised one of my standards, guess what happened? I got burned. I got played. I ended up upset and frustrated. And it's kind of just like, well, yeah, what do you expect? Right? Well, and a lot of the times it's like we're waiting for the person to change, but that doesn't necessarily happen. I mean, it can if the person really loves and cares for you and sees, a real future with you. But a lot of the times that's not the case, is it? So, friend, listen. If you are juggling a relationship right now that is, you see that you've compromised a lot of yourself, I would suggest you just back out of that situation, really dig in, really figure out what is self-love to you. So to me, self-love is having boundaries and being able to walk away. Being able to say, this is not serving me. The time does not matter. It doesn't matter if you've known this person for a year. It doesn't matter if it's been 2 years. The moment you see that this person isn't really meeting your standards, this person is not serving you the way you want to be served, it's time to go. Okay? It is time to go. It doesn't matter. Be willing to walk away for the sake of your heart and for the sake of yourself. Okay? And it's not being selfish at all. Don't get it twisted. Self-love and selfishness is two completely different things altogether. Okay? Self-love is being able to put yourself first and saying, you know, I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm not trying to get played. I'm trying to keep my heart intact because, self-love is, what was I saying? Shit, I got really distracted. Self-love is just saying, yeah, like I'm trying to keep myself intact, okay? I'm trying to keep my heart intact because there is somebody for me who I'm gonna be with one day, and I want him to have like my whole heart, not a shattered, you know, thing that everybody has kind of just had a piece of. So that's what self-love is. It just means guarding yourself. It just means putting yourself first. It just means setting standards. It just means if somebody isn't meeting your standards and somebody is not, you know, just they're not serving you the way you need to be served, and this can go for men and women, it's time to bounce, okay? It's time to go. I'm not gonna stick in this any longer. I'm not gonna wait to see if you change. I'm not gonna wait to see if you finally, like, no, like, be willing to walk away. Like, be willing to be like, you know what? I'm out. I can't. You have a great life. May God bless you. But I can't. So, yeah, guys, that's my video. If you feel like you have this similar struggles, if you feel like you tend to bend your standards a little bit, or you know, you tend to kind of like forsake your standards and the things that you want, you definitely have to evaluate what self-love is, and you definitely have to evaluate why it is you let people kind of just come into your life and they're like, there's no standards, there's no structure, there's no how do you say, what am I trying to say? You get what I'm saying. There's just no standards, okay? So yeah, guys, that is my video. Like I said, if you get a chance, definitely check out the Gaskins. They are great at giving like relationship advice and things like that. So yeah, guys, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.